Good morning, my friends. You probably can't really see me very well because it is very dark. It is still very, very early in the morning before sunrise. Specifically designed this experiment that way because this is a very typical spot. This is the Hilton Bayfront in downtown San Diego. And we're actually elevated on the lobby platform up this ramp. And now this is, again, a common place where I'll pick somebody up and take them to the airport. We're going to go ahead and throw in, like, Alaska Airlines just for the sake of this test, because the route generated by this going down Harbor Drive puts us out of here, hopefully, successfully, and then through a couple of flashing red lights and some construction and craziness, even though it's just a simple Harbor Drive portion. So I figured this would be another fun stress test, and I want to see how the system handles like getting up and down from this spot, as well as the flashing reds and the bits of construction and such, trying to go over to the airport itself. I did not use the system on the customer that I had that made me think of doing this specific test, because I didn't want to subject them to it until I had done it myself. Because, yeah, there's no need to subject paying customers to unnecessary discomfort. That is not what I am here to do. But we got both cameras on. We're going to go ahead and do this thing. We're going to see how we get out of here from right here and see if the system can actually get down this ramp as soon as we get it. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we are on. Of course, we are on 12.3. The system is going to definitely slowly proceed its way out using the vision system. It should detect where the ramp is and continue along. Late left turn here. It is really trying to figure this out. This is what I didn't want to subject the customer to, which they might not notice this too much. Very good that it detected the ramp down to the first floor. That's cool. You can already see the series of flashing reds up here in downtown on Harbor. And it's early enough that traffic shouldn't be too crazy, but it'll still be there. You know, it's after 6 a.m. technically now. I wanted to be here a little earlier, forgot I had to get the car charged up, so yeah, that's on me. But again, traffic shouldn't be too horrible. We should be able to do this with minimal inconvenience to other drivers. Let's see about our lane selection here. We got some cones, a little over the yellow, but not too bad. Good correction. Humans can make that mistake all the time. But let's see. We've got 2 different flashing light poles here. And this has been going on for a while. This won't be a good test forever. Because eventually this will be done and out of here. This will be a regular traffic light again. We seem to be waiting for these people, and will we proceed? No one behind us, so I want to let the system try to figure this out. We got a series of flashes going on here, full screen for you. So we're detecting the lights directly above us that are flashing as solid reds. And I've heard this brought up plenty of times by Wes on different spaces and such, and Meta, and they have conflicting ideas. One thinks that the system was never trained on this, while the other thinks that there is a potential memory issue. I don't want to misrepresent what they said, just from watching them. I'm flashing to let these people through, just to show that we're not going, okay, we got somebody behind us now, so I am going to give it some throttle to actually push us, because I don't want to block this person. I'm giving it throttle again. It doesn't want to do this. Okay, and now we're sort of proceeding. This is why I like doing these tests. We'll have to see how to handle it on the way back. I do want to disengage and actually voice report it too, to do that part, because I know there'll be somebody in the comments that's like, you should have done that. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Commentating and testing these things, you know, the brain can miss a few cues. But we definitely will, at least once or twice on this. Now, I'm going to continue down here until we get, like, to the point where the midway is, because there's a second, well, at least there was, a second flashing red. So this part of the customer drive will be relatively normal. You know, these lights are pretty common. This area is pretty common. We got the railroad to the right that, fortunately for this route, we're not blocked by if we get any crazy trains going on. But several lights down. Let me see. We got 1, 2, 3. It's the 4th light from where we are now. That should be flashing. And they are finally finishing up all the crazy construction that's been going on around the fish market and the midway here on Harbor Drive in San Diego. Anyone who lives here or been here downtown recently might have seen that they're pulling down all the crazy construction. You're able to see the beautiful new buildings that are going up, trying to continue that luxurious beachside style. And thankfully, with a lot of that construction going away, the system might be able to do these routes pretty well. Haven't had to really encounter this construction and flashing lights on version 12 much because, you know, just got it. And not every ride is from Harbor Drive here, but it is pretty common. So system's actually deciding to go around this car, which is interesting. I wonder, let me double check our route real fast. Okay, no, we're still on course, we're good. And we're in average mode. I'll just show you, it'll take over to chill. There we go, back into average. Some people think that assertive is performing better than the other modes. There is our other flashing light, so cool, right on cue. I am withholding my judgment on which mode might be better because I haven't really had a very different experience. The biggest difference, though, that I do like is the increased speed offset of average and assertive especially. I extremely dislike that in assertive mode, the car will just basically be an ass and stay in the passing lane and not get out of it. Not until you're getting close to your exit, which I find to be obnoxious. I think that even in assertive mode, though it will do more to get around other cars, needs to have sort of this recognition in the net to not sit in the passing lane or the exit lane. I think that's just good driving etiquette and something that like version 11 was doing pretty good. And I always use it on chill or average, never really assertive, so I'm sure it's still fine in those modes. But I'm gonna halt for a second. We do have a vehicle behind us. I'm gonna actually manually lane change if the system will do it. No, it's being all independent right now and not wanting to, because I don't want to block this guy behind us. So I'm only gonna give it about a half a second, maybe long. Oh, they went the other way. Awesome, cool. No one behind us. So let's hold. We only have one series of flashing now. There we go. Start and stop to Meta's point, because I think, or no, to Wes's point. Sorry, that since it's not trained on it. Go, dude. Don't wait on me. Is this guy really waiting on me? No, he might just be doing the same thing. All right. So he's not turning. I'm not affecting him. But now we are fully waiting. We've got one of the flashing reds that is staying red. Oh, now it's flashing. Might be a conflict between those two. I got a person behind me that is actually staying behind me. Or no, going around the other way. So that's cool. But yeah, we're just sitting here. I'm not holding anybody up, which is why I'm okay. Ooh, little. All right. Okay, this will be where we disengage to report. System seems to have trouble with flashing reds and will stutter, but not proceed. Okay, there's our first recorded note. We're going to actually navigate back to the bayfront. I want to see if we can get up that ramp. I want to see if it'll actually take us up into the bayfront property. But this to the right, you can't really see it in these cameras as well, especially with this low light. Oh, there's going to be a light here too. Cool. Yeah, this is all new. This is the beautiful new side with a lot of the construction torn off, so the streets are a bit back to normal. Wow, there's lights here as well, which I love because, man, when the pedestrians are moving through here, there is no getting through. It's nice that there's going to be like a break there to allow people to drive through. Because I get it, you know, yield to pedestrians. But, bro, let me tell you, pedestrians abuse the shit out of that in California. Or they're just oblivious. I think most people are just oblivious. You'll notice it when they're just crossing the street with their headphones in, and they're not even, like, looking and checking left and right for cars. They're just expecting you to stop for them. And, I mean, every time, I want to get up really close to them and just blare my horn to bring them back to planet Earth and give them that little shock of adrenaline to make them appreciate life and be a little bit more observant. But, hey, this is the world we live in. Anyways... Pedestrian rant aside, let's go back to the Hilton Bayfront. Let's see if the system takes us back up. And we're gonna do a little bit more testing to see if maybe like yesterday's video, or the day before, whenever the video went up of me testing the failure conditions, 'cause I got so much content I'm trying to put out now, you'll notice that, you know, a lot of those things seem corrected. Well, let's figure this out. Let's see if we can expose Mew to it enough right here. Oh, it's gonna be a through street. Sorry, I'm easily distracted, I guess. But yeah, I want to see if we can see more evidence of Mew maybe sort of figuring it out. Now, I want to be careful not to use the term learn, because, man, people really took me facetiously saying, let's see what you learned, Mew, to the next level, and making it sound like I thought the system was actually learning in real time. And no, I know that that's not how this works. Anybody who, like, will quote my posts and say it's learning, you know, that's not on me, that's on them. Some people just don't understand that this system shouldn't be learning in real time. And I'm not gonna say can't, I'm just gonna say shouldn't be. It's not how that works. But there is some emergent properties that have come out of this, like the U-turns and such, and I don't want to conflate the two unnecessarily, but it would be cool if we discover that there is something contributing to a sort of correction. be it background map data, whatever it may be. But that is why I like doing these tests. So we do have someone behind me, so the second I am clear, yeah, I'm going to give it throttle now, because I know we're going to sit here based on what I was just experiencing earlier. The next chance that we have to not have somebody behind us, we got a pedestrian crossing here illegally. Good job, lady. It's how you get hurt. Especially this time of morning. The next chance that we're at a light flashing with no one behind us, I'll give it a minute to see if we can figure it out and then report it back to Tesla. This time we'll be going up back towards construction, and then again, the map is not showing the proper entrance point here. Ooh, it's even worse than last time. This will actually navigate us improperly. Hold up. Ooh, that might do it. That at least puts us on the right turn. Let's find out. This will probably have its own dedicated test video for time's sake, so I was gonna do it. I was gonna do this with the test of the Park Boulevard right turn bike lane scenario that's generated some buzz. That'll be its own separate video too, because it's gonna get a longer dedicated, like, science-y video done to it. We're gonna really experiment with that turn in a few different ways. But all right, here's a lot of the construction and craziness that doesn't seem to be messing us up too much. That is our right turn. This is also something I don't like, you might have noticed. And I've been waiting to actually catch it on video, so hopefully you're able to see that. And maybe some of you can attest to this, since a lot of people have version 12 now. But there is a common theme of sort of a little dancing sway sometimes when it's trying to make lane changes, get into turning lanes, take exits, or get onto on-ramps rather from the version 12 city street side. It starts to dance and sort of sway back and forth, and that is an uncomfortable behavior. Just did it again right there, almost like it's doubting itself and then correcting. It's not, you know, a super crazy thing. Let's see if we do this. Let's see, because we got two options. You either try to go through the parking garage or go up this ramp. What you gonna do, Mew? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, and it's so good with its turning radius that we got real close. I just took over there to turn around. I don't really see a point in voice reporting this, because this is a really weird scenario where we just don't have the mapping of this ramp and everything in the nav. All good. But again, I don't think the dancing stuff is, you know, crazy bad or anything, or a bad indicator, but it is rather uncomfortable and kind of reeks of a new driver, or an unsure, you know, lack of confidence, contrary to the very confident side of V12. So, but yeah, I'm no doubt that'll get iterated out well enough. All right, let's do another run here. There we go. We've got the icon. We're gonna go ahead and hit it and see how we handle these flashing reds. A little faster through here this time, as if the system sort of remembers. Pay attention to my words. You know, I'm hedging. I'm not saying it is doing a thing all the time. As if, as though, seems like, might be, potentially. It's important caveats. All right, our double flasher over here. Where's this person going? Should be just going up into this. Yeah, they're good. They're passing us. We need to move along. Let's see if we can more accurately get into this lane. That was much better. We did not cross the double yellows that time. All right, Mew. I know this is weird and dumb. The system, if it could probably talk, would be like, yeah, what the hell? Are your lights broken? Why are they flashing? This is stupid. And so we have the stop sign to the right. We have the flashers here, a double series, with some of them not always flashing, which I think is also part of it. And some hints of green lights and such. Nobody behind us, so I'm letting it sort of do its thing. I will take over and go so we don't confuse these people. Testing around flashing reds, and system is not proceeding through the flashing red. Okay, there we go. All right, as we approach, this next flashing red, I did want to take the chance to say that keep in mind, because I'll get questions later down the road when everyone's kind of the mind that the system is doing really well. They might ask, like, well, what is actually causing your failures on your customer trips? Like, are they actually failures, or are they just like your perception of discomfort? No, it's stuff like this. I am very strict with my metric, but also strict on myself. I do not consider it a failure unless I have to intervene. A courtesy nudge on the throttle to move through red lights, or sorry, stop signs and such, I don't really count that as a failure because it will go. It's just being slow. This, I have to accelerate or take over completely, which I'm going to now. System's not recognizing the need to proceed forward on a flashing red. That felt better. So I wanted to say that because it is important. Please bookmark that in your brains, or actually bookmark it on X, save it on YouTube, whatever, as an example of a failure condition. And furthermore, this on the causation donut is a great example of my category skill issue, which is actually the predominant disengagement category right now. There's one disengagement in a couple of the other segments, which we'll go over on the RoboTaxi report real soon. This weekend, guaranteed. The extra testing is gonna come out today, which is today's Thursday. Sorry. All right. Anyway, there's a series of testing videos coming out today and Friday. So the report will follow probably Saturday or Sunday. More customer reactions videos coming too. I do have a few of those backlogged, which is really cool. I've been fortunate to be getting a lot of content on this, and I love it. And I'm going to try to keep this daily upload cadence for everybody. Forgive me if I do slip up, but I'm going to try not to. So far, so good. But I will show the causation breakdown of the disengagements, and the most predominant one is definitely skill issue by far. And it's what I classify as a system that it's sort of a catch-all term on the causation donut of disengagements for anything the system's just really not doing well, but doesn't always necessarily mean discomfort. Because I have a separate category for discomfort, which I haven't really had to tick, which has been pretty cool. It's typically been an issue with the system's perception of what's going on, like taking the wrong exit and stuff when it shouldn't. Depending on what the map shows, I'll either say it's maps or skill issue. If it's a clear map conflict, like the map is showing us going a different direction, the system fails, I'll default to like a map issue there as a best guess. But other things like this, like not being able to go through a flashing red or taking a wrong turn when the map is accurately laid out and the system just kind of does something dumb, those are what I classify as skill issues and things that are non-critical disengagements that I think will get resolved rather easily once they're focused on. Anyway, a lot of long-winded explanations from me because I want to be detailed, and so you have more context for what's being judged, how it's being judged by me. Let's go ahead and navigate back to that same Bayfront pin. But I think that's probably a good conclusion for most of you as far as this video goes. I'm going to do a couple, maybe one or two more passes through these flashing reds just to see what happens for anybody who just wants more examples or to see it happening a bit more. And I might be able to revisit this during the day. Maybe I'll clip in a day portion of this if I'm over here a little bit later after the sun comes up. It's starting to. I can see some of the light starting to come off the clouds a little bit. All right, we are not moving. I've sent the voice notes in. I don't need to flood it. I'm just going to actually push us through with throttle to maybe show that, I'm giving that input. It didn't try to fight me after I gave it a throttle tap. It went, so it acknowledged that, which is pretty cool. All right. So this is something that'll happen from time to time that is super frustrating, especially on the metric side. 8 kilometers an hour? Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, no, sir. That is not good. That is so low, and especially if you have it on the auto speed offset, it's just gonna cruise so slow through there. Like 8 miles an hour might be more tolerable, but 8 kilometers an hour? Yo, that's just stupid. And I see that mostly on some residential spots. But yeah, through the construction zone right there, it went all the way down to an 8 kilometer an hour speed limit, which is like 5 miles an hour. All right, let's do this flasher test. We throw in the nav real fast to Alaska Airlines, and we will engage. That vehicle behind us is not coming up. I also don't want to cause too much confusion here. It's getting a bit busier as the morning goes on. I'll give it a second, let a few people through, and then we will get on that throttle. All right, since he's going through, I'm on the throttle now to push us. This little frickin', yeah. It's like these people don't realize that there are people to your left coming out here. Humans, man. Yep, had to definitely get throttle there. No movement at all. So looking forward to seeing how this is trained out in the future. We'll see if we get any budging at this last one, but especially with this increasing amount of traffic, I'll probably have to get on the throttle pretty quick. Alright, here's our final quick example of flashing red. Do have a big truck behind me. I'll have a brief moment here. Brief second, really. I'll just have to push the system through. Alright, once these cars go, I gotta follow. So I am pushing. It's trying to stop me. I'm pushing again. There we go. Now we're moving. Hopefully that little bit helps. A couple voice notes into Tesla, throttle applications around there. Really slowing down through here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the examples of how the system's handling the flashing red lights, or the lack of handling them currently. Again, another training problem that will be solved. Heavy brake there. I don't know if it was confused. It's like, wait, are these traffic lights or not? What's happening? So on the throttle, nobody really anywhere near me. So I'm not too concerned. Little bits of construction cones left with no real lane delineations, but seem to be handling it just fine. Vision system is very capable. I've enjoyed this testing. Not gonna ramble though. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think down below. More testing to come.